Hey, how's it going? My name is Joe Visser. I am a career development advisor here at Full Sail University. Just wanted to go over some quick resources to share with you. As a graphic designer or even a multimedia designer, lots of cool resources to go over. Almost all of them are free. There's obviously paid options where you can have like a upgraded subscription to be able to have more features, but almost every single thing I'm going to show you today is free. So the number one thing I want to show you is these Behance challenges. So if you click on all categories, it's going to show you all these different features and cool artwork that people have created. Um, there's three different sections. There's one for Adobe XD, Photoshop, and Illustrator. Illustrator is my favorite program, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. If you click Take the Challenge right here, it'll pop up and show you all the different challenges. So you sign up with your email, and they'll send you the challenges in your email each day. So then let's say how to design a letter. Click on Watch Video. It's going to pop up. It's going to have about a 30-minute video for you to check out, and it is live streamed. Somebody is actively, showing you how to do this. It's a little tutorial. They even supply the work file that you're going to need to be able to do this. So nice little resource. And like I said, they do that for all three of these different programs. If I click on Take the Challenge again, there's another cool feature where if you scroll to chat with the community, there's a section where you click Join Us. It'll pop open Discord. And then you can actually start following along and submitting your artwork to show and get critiques from people, as well as share your work, see other people's work, see how they approach the challenge and things like that. So it's a very helpful, cool resource. XD, Photoshop, and Illustrator. So that's one resource that I think is really helpful and really cool. Actually, I forgot to show you there is another section if you scroll all the way down where there is backlogged courses, and there's hundreds of them. Like this goes back almost 2 years. So if there's any little half an hour you have laying, sitting around where you got some free time, definitely check these out and see if you can create a little cool icon or just brush up on your skills. So the next one is going to be on dribble.com, which is dribble.com. If you don't know, it's a cool little website for just kind of looking at artwork inspiration, seeing what other people are doing. You see motion graphics are on here. There's a lot of user interface, UX, UI type work. Lots of cool stuff. But the feature I want to show you today is sometimes it'll get to the point where you're like, I don't know what to create next. So what do? You can go and look up the 7 design prompt generators that are listed here on Dribble. So the reason why these are unique is because, let's go ahead and click on Sharpen Designs, the first one. It's going to give you ideas of, say, I want to go ahead, I like branding. So let's say branding and marketing, branding, hit new challenge, design a letterhead. I don't really like that one. So you can just keep clicking new challenge and it's going to give you different challenges. So let's say a bumper sticker. That's kind of funny. For a fictional country. Not my favorite. So you can lock this design so it keeps a bumper sticker, but click new challenge and it will give you different options. A bumper sticker for a cult. That's interesting. A hotel, gardener in Brussels. So lots of different options. Let's click marketing and see what happens there. A full page newspaper ad for a grocery store. So it gives you a good basis as a starting point to be able to create new, unique content. So you're not sitting there thinking, well, I don't know what to create, so I don't create anything. So cool little resource for you to check out there. And there's 7 different versions. There's some that are just more simplified. There's also ones that have timers. So it'll say, you want to get to the time of where I can design something in 30 minutes or less. This can get you to that point. Something might take you 45 minutes. It's a good idea to work yourself to where you can do it in 30. So definitely check out this resource. The next resource is udemy.com. I know a lot of people are kind of maybe sad or frustrated that they don't have access to LinkedIn Learning anymore, but that's not to say that there is not courses out there for you to check out. So let's say, I don't know, Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to look up just one quick resource here and go to the price and hit free. See, there's 549 courses or videos that teach you about Adobe Illustrator. So how to trace and make an Iron Man icon, how to make different UX UI stuff. There's all these different resources that are available to you for free. And that's just one keyword, 549. If I was to just look up something more generic like graphic design, there's obviously going to be way more search results. So let's go to price, free, 6,657 courses and over 10,000 paid courses. And even the paid courses are good too. There's a lot of that are on sale for like $25. You come back on Black Friday. Some of these can be as low as $1.99 or even 99 cents. So definitely keep an eye on Udemy and check out some of the cool courses they have. The next one is Canva. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but Hear me out. Canva is good for two things. One of my favorite reasons to use it is if I'm creating content and I can't remember the dimensions of a post. Let's say I'm going to create an Instagram story. Oops, I didn't spell Instagram right. So Instagram stories. If I scroll down here, let's say, I don't know why there's St. Patrick's Day. These holidays have all passed. So I'm just going to click on Father's Day. That's coming up in the future. It'll tell you the dimensions that your artboard in Illustrator, Photoshop, whatever you're creating your content in, it's going to tell you what your artboard has to be. So that's one really cool reason. It's also kind of a starting off point. You can say, get some inspiration from some of these things. Don't just outright use the template. You could use this and customize it to create something that's unique for what you're posting. But Canva is also really good, a free resource for putting that buffer content into your artwork and your content creation, because you think about all the different platforms you have to do. It's hard to create unique content for all of them. So if you can create and even take your content and recycle it in some way and break it up into different, more digestible pieces for your audience, it's really going to stand out if you have all this free content so you can start pushing your content forward. So that's Canva. Obviously, people have probably heard of Canva. But anyways, the next one is the Designist. So this is a cool graphic design, multimedia design oriented blog that I think is really unique. There's a lot of cool free design resources on here. One of my favorite things from here is going to be these mock-ups. So it's a lot of different mock-ups that you can look up. So mock-up. And there's like food, pillows, business cards, fashion magazines, and then you click on these and there's like 50 of them inside of here. So there's 1, 2, 3, all these different cool magazine layouts. And there's two things you can do with this. You could either download it and use it, occasionally in your portfolio. Don't use it on everything because that's going to seem like overkill. You want it to be a representative. You want your portfolio to be representative of your skill set, not somebody else's work. So one thing you can do is use these sparingly, but also you could use these to download them, dissect them, and figure out how they were made, and then go take this picture. Like, how hard would it be to take a picture of a book, crop it out, and make sure that it's got white pages, and then create a smart layer so you can create this own content for yourself. So yeah, different cool little things like this. Another cool one I saw the other day was bubble wrap. They have some different bubble wrap and plastic textured images that I thought were really unique for kind of creating that textured look. If you're creating like a cool record or like a CD template or some sort of like bubble wrap, if you're making like what a product would look like, mocking it up for a customer, that little bit is going to add that much more to that content rather than just having it sit there and it's like, you could make an animation where it kind of pulls out of the bubble wrap and it creates that much more depth to your artwork. So the Designist.net is a really cool resource. The next one this is going to be kind of more of for people who maybe have lost access to Creative Cloud. So this is kind of resources to be able to find alternatives to, say, Illustrator. And there's alternatives to all different of these programs. Like, I'm not going to say any specific one, but I think Affinity Designer is probably your most common one that people usually switch to after using Adobe, because it's very transferable. One really nice thing about Affinity Designer right now is that it is a flat design fee, and they're currently 50% off. So Affinity Designer is very similar to Illustrator, Photo is very similar to Photoshop, and Publisher is extremely similar to InDesign. You can get all three of these programs, standalone versions, not a monthly fee, for $75 right now, and you own them for life. They also have iPad applications that directly correlate to the applications for your desktop, and they can go back and forth and push your content to wherever you need to. So really cool program, lots of unique features, and definitely check this out. The next resource I'm going to say is Andco, which is it's like a freelancing kind of paperwork / freelancer business manager tool from Fiverr.com. It's not directly related to Fiverr, it's just from the creators of Fiverr.com. So this is good for creating proposals, invoicing, payments, all these different features. I think the most unique one is time tracking. So if you're not really sure how much time you're taking on your artwork, you can set this up and it will time out your entire workflow and then set up and say, okay, if you're charging $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $32.50 an hour, it's going to do the math for you, set it all up, and then all you have to do is send an invoice to your customer and then they can click and pay it. And then it sends them the bill and you get money in your bank account. So definitely a cool little thing to check out is Andco. I know we were just talking about free design software, and this is another one that you shouldn't miss out on. Figma. Figma is a really cool alternative resource to using Adobe XD or Sketch, if you're familiar with either of those, for doing user interface design and layout. So the one reason this feature is really cool is obviously one, because it's free, and two is because it interfaces with so many different things. And you see this little thing going on here is rapid prototyping like Adobe XD. You can click, it does the animations. It's extremely similar. One really cool thing about it is that you can interact with other people on this artwork. So if you see these other mouses moving around, you can be in the artwork working over here, and somebody's working over here right beside you doing other stuff, and you can see the layout moving all at the same time. So you can work in cooperation with other teams or other people, and they can kind of look at it and add in notes and things like that. So very cool software. This is another free one. This is very similar to Adobe Photoshop. So if I was to click New Project, you could just open up and have a new project like a Facebook cover. It's got these templates here, which is similar to Canva, and they do have some templates, but let's say like an Insta story. I'm gonna click New Project and enter, create, sorry. And then it's just literally a Photoshop window, and you can, draw whatever you want in here. So this is Photoshop in your browser. You have to be careful sometimes because some of the hotkeys, like if you're gonna control transform something, it's going to open a new tab, which maybe isn't what you're trying to do, but there is hotkeys for those specific things like select and transform and different things like that. So you might have to figure out what those specific hotkeys are. The last thing I'm going to show you is called Remove.bg, which is a really cool resource for just removing backgrounds. I know a lot of people say, oh, I want it to be transparent. Like maybe you took a picture and you want it to be on a flat color or a different background. This is a crazy resource, and I know you can do it in Photoshop as well, but this one is really good at removing backgrounds, especially when you get into these fine details where there's like little minuscule hairs and everything. It is crazy how fast it can remove the background. So that's my little spiel. I know it took about 12 minutes to go over all that stuff, but all of these resources are free and available to you right now, so do not miss out on using these. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to help you however I can. Thanks.